To become groundwater, soil water must move downward and cross the water table. We call this movement of water recharge, and areas where recharge occurs are called recharge zones. Below the water table, groundwater moves both vertically and horizontally and will eventually emerge back into the soil zone or surface. Areas where water moves upward across the water table are called discharge zones. Because movement of groundwater is ultimately driven by gravity, most recharge zones are in areas that are topographically higher than surrounding areas, and most discharge zones are found in topographic lows. This figure shows water entering the groundwater system at a recharge zone, moving downward and laterally, and then leaving the groundwater system at a discharge zone. Recharge and discharge zones are characterized by groundwater with a vertical component of flow and can be recognized by observing the water level in a stack of piezometers called a piezometer nest, each one sampling a different depth. For example, in a recharge zone, groundwater must move down. Since groundwater flows from high head to low head, this means that the head must be decreasing with depth at a recharge zone. The head at the water table where water enters the ground is the elevation of the water table, and at greater depths, below this elevation, the head must progressively decrease. The opposite occurs at a discharge zone. Since water is moving up, Darcy's law says that the head must be decreasing in an upward direction. Once again, the head at the water table is the elevation of the water table, but this time the head must progressively increase with depth in order to drive water upward. In practice, you don't need a whole piezometer nest to determine whether groundwater is discharging or recharging. If the head below the surface is below the elevation of the water table, then it's a recharge zone. If the head below the surface is above the elevation of the water table, it's a discharge zone.